The Divine Poetry of the Lakshman Gita by His Holiness Shri Datta Swami. The contents include 5 different chapters: the unimaginable Parabrahman, the Lakshmana Gita Chapter 1, the Lakshmana Gita Chapter 2, and the Lakshmana Gita Chapter 3, and finally the Lakshmana Gita Chapter 4. Chapter 1. The unimaginable Parabrahman. Lakshman. When I reach the state of awareness, that is the final state of salvation, in which state I experience the Brahman, and that is Samadhi. Oh, Sadguru Datta Swami, explain to me clearly. Swami says, I am the knowledge, love, and bliss. The Vedas call me Parabrahman. Knowledge, love, and bliss concentrated. Multiplied by infinity is myself. My power is called Maya, which is inexplicable for you. I keep the secret of Maya with me only. Otherwise, human beings will catch my hair. To keep the soul always at my feet, I do not disclose the secret of Maya. By this, the soul always surrenders to me. Otherwise, he will claim himself as the Lord. Through Maya only, I created this world. I enjoy by seeing this everlasting cinema. For enjoyment, I created ignorance, which covers me, and I forget myself. I am not sleeping and not caught by dream. I am dreaming in the day, opening my eyes. The ignorance is at my will to stay or not, unlike the ignorance of a night dreamer. My awareness is not your awareness. If it is so, when you weep, I should weep. All should also weep at the same time. Your awareness is a negligible part of mine. All the souls put together along with this world form a pin drop in me, almost nil. I am the mightiest ocean of knowledge, love, and bliss, which are the characteristics of consciousness. Even all the souls can weep together at a time, and I cannot be touched, all those being negligible. Awareness of awareness is consciousness, no doubt. You are seeing only the qualitative similarity. Drop and ocean are qualitatively water, maybe, but can the drop become the ocean by this equality? Water is Brahman, but ocean is Ishwara. You are already Brahman, but not Ishwara. Shankara touched this qualitative aspect only, to attract Buddhists who were atheists then. He told, "Oh, drop, you are already water." But the drop thought that it was an ocean. Buddhist was fooled like this by Shankara. He had to accept his existence, and if he is Brahman, qualitative realization was brought like this. That is the beginning stage, which should be so. Slowly, when he analyzes the qualitative aspect and goes into the quantitative angle, truth is seen. He realizes that he is only water and not ocean. Then he surrenders to ocean to become devotee. Knowledge by analysis leads to devotion. Devotion needs the ocean to be present before eyes. For this purpose, the ocean enters a human body drop through his power of Maya, called human incarnation. Enariyan Mahato Mahiyan. The Veda says so. This means that the ocean has entered the drop. In the same time, it is the ocean and also the drop. That is the human incarnation, which is God and man. This human incarnation is called Parabrahman, which is greater than Brahman, soul, and Ishwara. Brahman is water, Ishwara is ocean, and drop is soul. All these are quite logical terms to grasp. Parabrahman is greater than all of these. The word para means greater, actually. It is greater than the drop, ocean, and water. Since it is the ocean hiding in a drop by Maya. You cannot face Ishvara directly at any cost. By that force, you will disappear along with this world. You can face Parabrahman, which is the ocean, that speaks with you hidden in a drop like you. As the ocean is hidden in the drop by Maya, the ocean can enter you also by the same Maya. But the ocean independently cannot hear you. The voice of the drop is nowhere in the voice of the ocean. Therefore, approach Parabrahman and serve him, as a servant without aspiring anything from him. If he wishes, you can get samadhi, in which the ocean enters you as a shadow. Shankara never told that you are Ishvara. He told that you are only Brahman. Awareness of a drop-like awareness is useless. Awareness of an ocean-like awareness is greatest. You cannot achieve this samadhi by your effort. Your effort is not heard by the roaring ocean. The ocean comes down to hear you in this way. If you do not use this opportunity, you are lost. When the king comes to hear the public, you are keeping silence, staying in your home. When the king is busy in a battlefield, you go there and submit your complaint. This is the state of Advaita philosopher. He is the foolish disciple of Shankara. Egoism and jealousy cover his eyes. He cannot see the ocean in a drop. But he, a drop, wants to contain the ocean. How can the ocean enter him who is a drop? He discards the technique in the example. How can he become the example by the same technique? Therefore, follow Satguru, who is the ocean in a drop. If you follow another drop, what is the use? You are a rabbit, and if you see the lion, you will vanish on the spot with fear. Therefore, the lion came as a rabbit. Remember, the lion is covered by the skin of rabbit. It is not at all a rabbit. It speaks, I am the lion. You rabbit, don't imitate that rabbit-like lion. Recognize and serve that rabbit-like lion with love, because it looks like a rabbit. It is your friend only. There is no need of fear, since the lion is not exposed. It behaves like a rabbit in all its activities. A human incarnation also behaves like a man, with all the equalities of nature only. This will generate love and nearness in your heart. For you to approach and love, this technique is adopted. When your service, that is the proof of your love, is full, then the lion enters your body as a shadow for some time, through his Maya to give you his experience. The lion cannot enter you unless you die. Death does not mean the physical death of the body, by which the egoism of the soul is not lost. Spiritual death is crossing I forever. I disappears only in the selfless service. The service should be to the drop containing the ocean. You can never approach that mightiest ocean directly. Therefore, the ocean in the drop is the only alternative. When I is removed, my also gets removed. If my is lost, all the desires are lost. The desires are the branches of my. My is the trunk, and I is the root. Removal of trunk with branches is the spiritual death. If you remove the root also along with the trunk, you have become just the inert skin of rabbit. The lion can wear this shirt of rabbit skin. Of course, the lion should also wish to accept that shirt. Therefore, your effort should not be only for spiritual death. You should also try to please the lion always. The lion can never enter the living rabbit. What is the use of this? You have become inert. You cannot experience anything as you are not alive. Is it not the greatest foolishness for you? It is like getting an award after death, which you cannot receive, and you cannot enjoy your fame. Therefore, live like a rabbit and do not cross your I. Let the root be there, even if the trunk and branches are cut. You can experience the love of the lion through your I. The lion becomes your servant in this world and also there. Hanuman crossed both I and my. He became the inert skin, which is the shirt of the lion. Hanuman creates rules and destroys the world, but Hanuman is only inert, and the lion does everything. In this state, the soul of Hanuman does not exist. The inner lion speaks that he is the lion. For you, it appears as if Hanuman is speaking, but it is the monkey incarnation of the lion. Radha did not cross her eye. She retained her eye, limiting to her body. Her awareness is the awareness of her body. Let the lion be with its own rabbit skin cover. She does not want to die spiritually, to become a new skin shirt for the lion. She wants to live like a rabbit with its own skin, to experience the love of lion which exists separately. But for this experience, Radha has no other desire. All the branches in the trunk were cut. Only the root eye is retained, and there is no mai. Hanuman cuts both his eye and mai. Hanuman cannot experience the love of the lion, because he is only the inert shirt of the lion. Hanuman is not hearing his own fame. The lion is only hearing the fame of Hanuman. Hanuman becomes the lord of the 14 worlds. But what is the use? Hanuman is not existing. Radha is limited to one world only, which is called Goloka. That is the topmost world. Limiting to one world means Radha retained I with limited feeling of body. Hanuman spreads into all the 14 worlds, meaning that he crossed I and became infinite. If you become infinite, you become inert. If you remain finite, you are alive. Goloka is above the 14 worlds. Radha is cleverer than innocent Hanuman. Remember that both Radha and Hanuman cut the mai with all the worldly desires. Both serve the Lord with real infinite love. For the Lord Hanuman tore his heart, and Radha died. Remember that Hanuman is not innocent. Because Hanuman is the monkey incarnation of the lion, Rama was the human incarnation of the lion. Lion is the master, and the same lion is the servant. Radha is a rabbit with its own skin. Radha never desired the lion to enter her. She does not want to become inert skin. Lion remained as lion and rabbit as rabbit, but the lion became the servant of the rabbit. The lion is doing everything by the wish of Radha. Radha is sitting on the head of the lion, served by Krishna lion as Shrimat Simhasmanavari. When Radha was left in Vrindavanam, Krishna spoke to Radha through Adahava. All the above message in the name of Parabrahma, Jnana, and gave the following letter written by himself. I am the lion covered by the rabbit skin. You are the rabbit covered by your own skin. But due to your love and sacrifice, you act as the lion. I am acting as the rabbit catching your feet. O rabbit, remaining as a real rabbit, both internally as well as externally, you converted me as a rabbit internally also, just as I remain as a lion in the visible form. I am the ocean contained in a drop. You are only a drop in a drop. How miraculous is your love! Practically, you are the ocean and I am the drop. I create, rule, and destroy this world, as your eyebrow moves and orders me. The 12-hour night passed like 12 seconds, while I was pressing your tender feet in Vrindavanam. Now the 12-hour night is passing, as 1,200 hours in Dwarka without you. The same blue water is Yamuna, as a small river there, and is also the mighty ocean here in Dwarka. The word Radha came from the word Tahara. Radha represents Tahara, which means the continuous stream of love without any break. Such a devotee can be Radha, whether male or female. In this Kali age, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is considered as Radha for his continuous love. He liked to be a limited ant, which is alive, grasping the inert sugar, which is infinite. Lakshman Gita, Chapter 2. Lakshman says, O Datta Swami, you are Lord Datta. Kindly open my eye of knowledge. Shankara told that Jiva is Ishwara, if avidya of Jiva is removed. Swami says in response, avidya means ignorance of the soul. When avidya is removed, the soul realizes that it is water, which is common with Ishwara. Water is common in the drop and in the ocean. Avidya means the ignorance of qualitative aspect, means the ignorance of the quantitative aspect. Maya exists as long as the space exists. Quantity is based on the space. A drop occupies little space. The ocean occupies large space. As long as space is existing, both drop and ocean exist. When the Advaita philosopher is alive, space exists, and so the quantitative difference. When he dies also, space still exists, since his son here is seeing the space. The son cannot say that the space disappeared, for his father who died. Did the father tell his son about the space? How can the son tell that unless he dies? Space never disappears, be sure. Maya never disappears. Ishwara is eternal. This means that the ocean will never vanish. Ishwara, called Maya, or Mai, always exists. Mai means Brahman possessing Maya. Maya means Prakriti, as per the Gita. 3 qualities and 5 elements are Prakriti. Space is one of the 5 elements. Ishwara can never disappear. Therefore, space also can never disappear. Maya is eternal, and so Maya is eternal. Jiva is also eternal, as quantity is eternal. What is the proof for the awareness also to be present when space disappears? Nobody and nothing exists in the absence of space, so the awareness also disappears. Awareness is the characteristic of a living being. Do you have awareness existing independently? Awareness of awareness cannot exist when awareness itself disappears. Therefore, Brahman is not awareness, because Brahman is beyond space. Shankara called awareness as Brahman, and told that you are Brahman. This is like the person to be called a dog, and beat him as you can beat a dog. The word Brahman means only great. Awareness is great. Let it be called Brahman. All this was done by Shankara at that time, to turn Buddhists who say everything is nothing. Shankara asked, "Do you exist to grasp that nothing?" Buddhists replied, "Yes, I exist to grasp that nothing." Shankara asked, "When you exist, how everything is nothing? You are the awareness called as Brahman. Therefore, accept that Brahman that exists." Buddhists thought that he is Ishwara and accepted. Yes, Buddhist now says that Brahman exists. That was sufficient for Shankara in those days. An atheist says that Brahman exists. He thinks that Brahman is Ishwara, or God. Shankara told that when Maya is removed, both Jiva and Ishwara disappear. Brahman remains. When space disappears, drop and ocean disappear. For your information, water, the Brahman also disappears. Let Brahman also disappear with Maya, because we called awareness by the name Brahman. Actually, awareness is not at all Brahman, since Brahman is beyond space and imagination. Awareness and awareness of awareness, both are imaginable words, so both are not Brahman. Brahman is beyond imagination. All this Maya is a play of Shankara, to bring the Buddhist to the right path. For a Buddhist, everything is nothing, and so God is also nothing for him. Shankara himself knows the truth. When he took bath in the sea at Puri, he says, "O Lord, qualitative difference does not exist between you and me, but the quantitative difference exists between us. I belong to you, you do not belong to me. A wave is contained in the sea, no doubt, but the sea is not contained in a wave. Satyapi badhapa gami natha tavavanham na mama kasvam. Samahudre taranga kavachivadi nahi samnudra taranga," by Shankara. The disciple of Shankara thought that he is Ishwara, the ocean. The disciple is only Brahma, the water as per Shankara. Brahman is confused as Ishwara also. Brahman is both Ishwara and Jiva, as the water can be both the ocean and the drop. Shankara swallowed the molten lead to show that he is the Ishwara also, who swallowed that hala poison. The disciple could not touch the molten lead. The Advaita philosophers never touch Shankara's prayer at Puri and about the molten lead. They simply leave these two incidents because they are very inconvenient for them. Shankara is the ocean contained in the drop. He is the human incarnation of Shiva by the power of Maya. He is both water and the ocean. He can say, I am Brahma, and I am Ishwara. He appears as a drop like Jiva externally. A Jiva can say, I am Brahma, and I am Jiva, since he is water qualitatively and drop quantitatively. He can never say that he is Ishwara, since he is only a human being and not human incarnation. Shankara told Sivoham, which means that he is Ishwara. Ajay. Like this, Swami preached Lakshman and asked him whether he wants a vision. Lakshman, O Datta, you have cleared all my doubts perfectly. I am memorizing your gospel again and again. I am swimming in the infinite ocean of the bliss. I have no desire to have any vision. The divine knowledge itself is a divine vision. I am pleased more for your thirst of knowledge. Knowledge is the true form of Brahman. Naranya means the abode of knowledge. He is Anatta Padmanabha. Anatta means infinite. The Vedas says that the true infinite knowledge is Brahman. Ajay. Swami said like this and blessed Lakshman with a wonderful vision of Anatta Padmamaha, lying in a horizontal position as Brahman. Then Swami stood vertically and appeared as Ishwara, called Vishwarupa, with huge personality. Lakshman was immersed in the bliss. For several days he was remembering this. He was narrating about the vision several times, with pious tears and vibrating voice. And so concludes chapter 2. Lakshman Gita, chapter 3. Lakshman, what a diamond you are! How sharp your spiritual question is! Brahman is beyond space and time. You can never imagine Brahman. The meaning of Brahman being great. The word Brahman is used for many. The Gita calls the Vedas Brahman because the Veda is a great scripture. Similarly, consciousness is a great among all the forms of energy, like light, heat, etc., which are inert. Consciousness is living force, the awareness. Energy is greater than matter. Among the forms of energy also, consciousness is the greatest form, since living is greater than non-living. Hence, consciousness is also called as Brahman, the great among energy forms. The Veda is greatest among all scriptures, so the Veda is also called as Brahman. Lion is the king of animals. Here, the king means great. King does not mean the real king, who sits on the throne and rules. Among a group of items, the greatest is also called as Brahman. Man is also called Brahman among living things. Man is the greatest creation among them. Every man can be called as Brahman. A great scholar in the logic is called as Tarkastra Brahma, which means that he is the greatest scholar in logic. Man is greatest among the living beings. Lion is greatest among the animals. Both man and lion are called Brahman, each confined to its category only. As the king means the real king, Brahman means that which is greatest. Greatest is greater than every great. It is not confined to one category. Brahman is greatest of all the categories. It is beyond. Greatest among one category cannot be Brahman, for greatest is greatest among all the categories. Therefore, the soul is not the real Brahman also. Real Brahman means Brahman in the real sense. A member of the Lions Club is called lion. Can he kill the elephant as a real lion? The word Brahman is used in apparent sense. Awareness is greatest among the items of creation, but Brahman in real sense is greater than awareness. Therefore, Brahman is the greatest. You cannot see the Arundhati star in the sky, but Vasistha star is clearly seen. Arundhati is very near to Vasistha, so Vasistha is shown as Arundhati. Similarly, Brahman is beyond imagination like Arundhati. Consciousness can be understood like Vasistha. Consciousness is very near to Brahman, since consciousness is the greatest in the creation. As you show Vashistha as Arundhati, consciousness is shown as Brahman. Vashistha and Arundhati are different stars. Consciousness is creation and Brahman is creator. Since Arundhati can never be seen by you, you can never imagine Brahman. The only way is to show Vashistha as Arundhati. Consciousness can be imagined as Brahman. The soul is neither Brahman nor Ishwara. The drop is neither water nor the ocean. Water is present in the ocean only. Ishwara is only the real Brahman. The entire creation is only water vapor. Jiva is only a particle of that vapor. Jiva is different from Ishwara, both qualitatively and quantitatively. Just a drop from the ocean evaporated, became the creation and you the soul. Just a drop in that vapor only. Of course, water vapor can be treated as water. Like this jiva may be Brahman qualitatively. Padosya viswa bahutani, the Veda says. Out of millions of rays of Brahman's sun, one ray is modified as the world. Ramanuja says this is real modification. Water molecules are seen in water and vapor. It is only abhasa, apparent modification. Shankara says so. Both theories are the same. If you analyze, both differ in experience. Infinite dilution of water drop is vapor. Both differ as image in its reflection. Image is matter and reflection is light. Matter and light energy are interconvertible. You are water drop and ocean also. This is the pseudo-Advaita. You are water only but not ocean. This is the Advaita of Shankara. You are a water drop. A small part of the ocean is the concept of Ramanuja. The whole sum is Ishwara. His small limb is the jiva or soul. You are a drop of vapor only, which is not in the ocean. Neither you are in the ocean nor you have water. This is the theory of Madhva. The Buddhist atheist is attracted by the pseudo-Advaita at the outset. Slowly he realized that he is not ocean, only water. At last he realized that he is only vapor, not even water. Slowly the soul descends down by the ladder. As the egoism and jealousy vanish, water vapor is also water by essence. There is a community of water from drop to ocean. Water or water vapor is not Brahman. We called water by the name Brahman. Water is the real consciousness, the object. Water vapor is only apparent consciousness, the reflection. Now, Ishwara also is not Brahman. It means, since even water is not the Brahman, but Ishwara is always Brahman because Brahman is always hidden in Ishwara. No doubt, first only Brahman existed. It wanted entertainment and created the world. But now, the second came from one. If second is not there, how Brahman was entertained? This is the secret of creation called as Maya, which is the inexplicable like Brahman. Certain middle aspects of creation are also known. Beginning and end of creation are unknown. Unless you cross the space, Brahman cannot be realized. The Veda says Brahman created the space. Before creation of space, Brahman existed. In the absence of space, only Brahman can be seen. Atmana, Atkasa, Sambhuta, by the Veda. You break your head for 100 years. Absence of space can never be imagined. Then how can you imagine the Brahman? It exists before the creation of space. Consciousness creates space in dream. The dream space disappears with dream. The consciousness remains after dream. Consciousness beyond dream space is Brahman. If Advaita says the above argument, my friend, the consciousness after the vanished dream space exists only based on this real space only. It means consciousness requires space. This real space may disappear. Then the consciousness remains, but there should be another more real space for that, since no proof for the consciousness exists without space. The Veda calls more real space Parama Vayaman. When all types of space disappear, then only space disappeared, for there was no any space. Before the creation of the space by Brahman, Brahman is not space-based as it is beyond space. Brahman, without any type of space, can never be imagined by anyone. Anybody is in the space only. Who can cross the space? Even devas and rishis are in the space only. Even they cannot imagine Brahman, not to speak of men. I am a deva. How can I tell about Brahman? Yama told Nachiketa in the Upanishads. No example can be given to Brahman. Every example in the world is space-based. No example in this world is the actual Brahman, when it cannot be even the example for Brahman. The final conclusion of many seminars conducted by devas and rishis concluded that Brahman cannot be known by any means. At least this, if one knows, he knows Brahman a little. If anyone tells that he knows Brahman, he does not know even a little of Brahman. This is the knowledge of Brahman, Brahmayana, that I can give to you, told Yama to Nachiketa. Therefore, by your analysis, you can never even imagine Brahman. How can you see it? If you leave the self-effort, egotistic path and cry for Brahman, surrender as a devotee, Brahman appears, talks, touches, and lives with you. Brahman alone knows Brahman, the Veda says. Brahman preaches you about itself. The Veda told, Brahman reveals its body. If you love Brahman with selfless service, Brahma, Vits Brahma, Yamivaesha Varundati, by the Veda. Body means human body, the Gita says. It is Slula body, which is external. The internal body, Ishwara, is Sakshma. In it, Brahman, the Karana body, is always hidden. Manushim Tanu Mashratam, the Gita. In Purna and Paripurna, human incarnations, Brahman, Ishwara, and human body exist. No jiva. In Purna, Brahman exhibits itself to some extent. In Paripurna, Brahman exhibits itself to the full extent. Purna is Rama, and Paripurna is Krishna. Other incarnations are Kala, Amsa, and Avesa. Kala means a ray of power of Ishwara enters. Amsa means a part of power of Ishwara enters. In Kala and Amsa, human body and jiva exist. Vyesa is Kala, and Kapila is Amsa incarnation. In Avesa, Ishwara enters human body and its jiva, for some time, for a purpose, as in Parasurama. Ishwara is always with Brahman. Remember it always. Incarnation as fish, tortoise, etc. are temporary. They came for killing demons and then vanished. Never Ishwara enters the inert statue. The Veda says, for Ishwara, there is no statue. Natsasaya Pratima Asti. Veda. The Gita says that if you worship inert statue, you will be born as inert object only. Inert statue is only just to have a vision, like seeing the photo of your son who is away. Bhutani Yanti Bhute Jya. Gita. The statues and photos are imaginary forms. Nobody has taken the direct photos. No doubt, devas exist in the bodies of light, which can be seen by pendants and they talk. But you cannot touch and live with them. Devas are also jivas in divine light bodies. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are the three light bodies, in which Ishwara is hidden, in whom Brahman is hidden. The only difference between Vishnu and Krishna is in Vishnu, the body is light. In Krishna, the body is 5 elements. You cannot touch and live with Vishnu. You can touch and live with Krishna. You have to do a lot of penance to approach and see Vishnu. Without any effort, Krishna came to you. You respect a copper coin when you earn it. You neglect even a gold coin when someone gives it. Krishna looks like you exactly with the same body. Vishnu looks different with a body of light energy. Man always likes a different one and repels with a similar one. Egoism and jealousy are the 2 layers that covers the 2 eyes of every man. Man can never accept the man, but God and man is the gold coin. The external clothes only differ in Krishna and Vishnu. Krishna is the only shirt. that gives full bliss and satisfaction to you. The same person is present in both the clothes. The person is Ishvara, in whom Brahman is hidden. The essence in one sentence is that you should worship Narayana in the Nara form. That one sentence alone, if taught, it falls like arrow, which is stem of grass. The same sentence when taught with the Veda, Shastra, and logic authoritatively, it inserts in you like the fire arrow. The Gita says that knowledge is fire. End of chapter 3. Lakshman Gita chapter 4. Swami says, true, Maya has beginning since Brahman existed alone before creation. But once the cinema started, it never ends. If it ends, Brahman gets again bored. The word Maya means wonderful as per its root word. The power of Brahman and product of power, the world. Both are wonderful. It means both power and world. See the building and imagine the wonderful architect. Some say that Maya means that which does not exist. Maya reversed is Yama, meaning that which is not true. A drop of ocean evaporated is the world, so minute, so negligible before Brahman, almost nil. World is almost nil only for that Brahman, not for Jiva, who is a drop in the world sea. The world is a drop in the ocean of Ishvara. Brahman hides always in Ishvara. Brahman beyond imagination existed and exists always. For entertainment, bored Brahman created space. Now the space-based ocean of consciousness is created. Such ocean is Ishvara, in whom Brahman was hidden. Ishvara also becomes beyond space by his power. Power belongs to the internal Brahman only. The consciousness is space-based and his external body. A drop of this ocean vaporized to become world. This vaporization is due to the power of Brahman. You cannot say that consciousness is beyond space, since you cannot imagine anything beyond space. How can you call that by a name like consciousness, which we understand here as a property of living beings? The concept of understood is space-based. Not understood means beyond space. Brahman means greatest by this word. Nothing is understood. What is that is greatest? But by the world consciousness, we understand that it is a quality of living beings that does not exist in non-living things. We say that it is here and it is not there. Awareness of awareness is only awareness. Light of light is only light. Everyone easily understands awareness. Brahman cannot be understood by anyone. Ishvara creates rules and destroys this world. Again and again I say that Ishvara is Brahman. Ishvara is huge iron structure electrified. Ishvara is huge iron structure electrified. Electricity pervading all the iron is Brahman. An iron wire electrified is the human incarnation. Ishvara and the incarnation are one and the same. In both, the pervading Brahman is common. Don't forget that Brahman is beyond space, and so it is not affected by the special size. Space creates small and big sizes. Brahman is beyond these two sizes. Hence Brahman is the same in the both. The external bodies only differ in sizes. Same person wears a small shirt, or covered by a big shirt, the person is the same. Person is not small in small shirt, and person is not big in big shirt. The human incarnation is Ishvara. Every human being is not Ishvara. Krishna alone became huge Vishwarupam. Same Brahman in small Krishna and in big Vishwarupam. Every jiva cannot show Vishwarupam. The Veda says that Brahman entered this world as a jiva, but not as every jiva, as Krishna, but not as every Yadava. Brahman is not in any jiva. Brahman is only the base of jivas in the world. That too, Brahman is not touching the world. For the changes in the world cannot touch Brahman. As a daydreamer imagines a city, Brahman imagines this entire world. He is the base of the city, not touching it. Even if the city burns, the dreamer is not burnt. World means inert objects and living jivas. Even if the jiva weeps, Brahman is not pained. The city of the daydreamer has men moving. The men may be cut. The dreamer is not pained. Brahman is not anything or anybody in the world. Brahman is not in anything or in anybody in the world. Brahman is not touching anything or anybody in the world. Nothing and nobody can affect Brahman in any way. The ordinary wire is neither electricity, nor electricity flows in that wire. Not that wire even touches the electricity. I am the electricity, the wire claims. I am the electricity, the electric wire can say, since electric shock is given throughout the wire. Same can be said by the electric iron structure. Therefore, only Avatara and Ishwara can say, I am Brahman, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry. 100 water molecules in a small space is water. 100 water molecules in large space is vapor. Water and water vapor are one and the same, but due to space, water is water and vapor is vapor. Can you drink a cup of water vapor? Can water diffuse by itself as vapor? Both are different due to the space. You have to talk anything standing in the space. You are in space, and you will be in space. Even if the creation is destroyed, space exists. All the creation also is condensed, as it is pulled, and is hidden in the mind of Ishwara. Just like in a computer, the pulled chip comes out exhibited. The world goes as avyakta into the mind of Ishwara. The Veda says, he created again as it existed. Datayatha Purva Makla Payat, the Veda. Unless the space disappears, how can you say that world made of 5 elements is destroyed? How do you say that Narayana sleeps on the banana leaf after destruction? The show may be stopped. The film exists. In destruction, world goes from Vyakta to Avyakta. Yes, the cinema is not there before production, but once produced, it is eternal in the film. Water vapor is nil for the ocean. It is not nil for the particle of the vapor. World is almost nil for Ishwara only, and also for the incarnation, since both are the same. You are a drop in the ocean of the world. The world is a drop in the ocean Ishwara. You and the world are in one vapor phase. Ishwara is in a different water phase. All the matter, excretory product, and food are same energy. Pig eats the former, and man eats the latter. Pig and man are also forms of same matter, but pig and man are quite different. The king and peon are the same one man. What is it that peon has achieved by this? It makes the peon become lazy. Lakshman says, in deep sleep, the happiness is experienced by the eye when all disappear, which is Brahman. Swami replies, this Advaita ghost catches innocent. Let them remember that great Hanuman, ghosts run away by his name. Even he never told that he is Brahman. He is all the 8 powers, greatest yogi, a scholar in 9 grammars of Sanskrit. No one on this earth can have more knowledge. No one is a better devotee. He's the greatest jiva. Come and tell me, is there any Advaita scholar greater than the greatest Hanuman? He has all the miraculous powers. His master Rama never showed any miracle. Hanuman never told that he is Brahman. He always told himself as servant of Rama. Rama was an ordinary human being, whom Hanuman worshipped as Ishwara. In deep sleep, you are not aware. Does it mean your body disappeared? Your friend who awoke is seeing your body. If you are not aware, does it mean your body is absent? You are a scholar in an Indian language. You are not aware of even the existence of a foreign language. Does it mean that the foreign language does not exist? You are not aware, but everything exists. You gained happiness in the deep sleep because you ceased to work by body and mind. You took food. Energy is released from food, which is stored, and you feel energetic as it is not spent. This energetic state is the happiness you have. That happiness is the characteristic of jiva. Happiness and sorrow are the two wings of jiva. Happiness is not the bliss. Bliss is eternal. After deep sleep, you are happy for a minute. Shocking news comes to you. You weep. Bliss cannot be shaken by anything. Even animal gets happiness after deep sleep. In deep sleep, the awareness exists. Awareness itself is the work, which receives happiness. It stores all that happiness, a form of energy. You awake and feel the concentrated happiness. Your I is only your soul that is Jiva Atma. The life energy that is consciousness is happy. Your self-knowledge remains in deep sleep. You get knowledge of yourself. That is not the knowledge of Brahman. Self-knowledge of a dog is that. It knows that it is a dog. Self-knowledge of a lion is that. It knows that it is a lion. This is the awareness and awakening stage. Since the word self-knowledge is common in both, dog is not lion, and lion is not dog. District collector and bill collector are not the same. For the word collector is common. A small shirt and a big shirt are there. In the big shirt, the person is present, even if the small shirt equates with the big shirt. Neglecting the quantitative aspect, what is the use? In the small shirt, person is not present. Even if jiva, a drop of awareness, becomes equal to Ishwara, ocean of awareness, what is the use? Ishwara contains Brahman. Jiva is not having Brahman internally. An ocean of milk with dissolved sugar is Ishwara. A cup of milk with dissolved sugar is human incarnation. A cup of milk without sugar is jiva. Milk is awareness. Cup is body. And sugar is Brahman. Since Brahman is beyond space with all miraculous powers, Ishwara is pervading all over the world, though not seen. For such miraculous state of Ishwara, Brahman is the cause. Ishwara is also embedded in an incarnation, ocean and cup. Awareness by itself is not all-pervading. Due to Brahman only, it pervades all world as Ishwara. Living beings are discontinuous items. Awareness is limited to the limited living being. Hence, awareness without Brahman in it can be limited part of the creation only. Drop of awareness is zero, common in you and Krishna. But in Krishna, the number 1 is behind the 0. Krishna is 10. You are only 0. Due to common 0, 0 is not 10. That number 1 is Brahman. Awareness in both the bodies is one and the same. The same 3 qualities are existing in both. Dead bodies of both are equal. Thus, these 3 zeros are common in both Krishna and a man. In Krishna, the number 1, and that is Brahman, stands behind the 3 zeros associated. Krishna is 1,000, and the man is 0 only. The 3 common zeros are equal to a big 0. What is the use of searching a common item? You have to search for the differentiating item. If you want to become equal to Krishna, achieve that number 1 by effort. Without any effort, the Advaitin sits silent, satisfied, seeing the common item 0. The entire world, including awareness, is 0. Before Brahman, since it is negligible. It is like a lazy student seeing the common human body in a merit student. Stop studying, thinking that he's also meritorious. Yes, he can be meritorious if he recognizes that very merit, which is the differentiating item. When the lazy student says with jealousy that the merit and merit student do not exist, Shankara wanted this lazy student to accept the merit. He told, "You are that merit student." Buddhist was that jealous student who denied the very existence of Brahman. Shankara told him, "You are that Brahman." He accepted and said, "Brahman exists, since he exists." He mistook Brahman for Ishwara and told, "I am Ishwara." Don't behave like that Buddhist kid, an atheist. You are a grown-up student, the theist. You should concentrate on that differentiating item only, which is the miraculous Brahman. Awareness of body is awakened state. Awareness of dream is dream state. Only awareness is the state of deep sleep. Awareness is the life energy. Awareness is work, and always in working state. Energy, a radiation, is always vibrating in brain. In deep sleep, this awareness alone exists, as the body and outer world exists. The miraculous Brahman has come to you in human form to preach you everything. Listen and follow him with full devotion. Prove your devotion by your selfless service. Then, only that differentiating item, the Brahman, pleased with your practical selfless service, blesses you with all things you need here and there. It can even enter you to make you the incarnation. End of chapter 4. An end of the Lakshman Gita. Thank you for listening.